students go into a Google document and we all kind of write together, right? And that's a little difficult when we got like 40 people, right? We can't have everybody in the Google Doc writing all kinds of stuff, right? And I really wanted to show how I interact with the students, with a small group of students. So we have 4 students. We have Gia, we have Ellie, we have JC, and Rui. And we're gonna have them log into the Google Doc, and we're gonna show you a little bit about. We're gonna show you like a kind of like a sample class, right? How I would teach it, right? But before we do that, I just want to. I have a short PowerPoint presentation. If I can share screen here. Just about the like just for the parents and kind of the kids to show you guys what we're going to be learning in these classes here. So I'll throw this up on screen. And so, uh, English academic writing. So, with these classes, right, we're not learning creative writing, we're learning specifically academic writing, right? And the difference between those two things is that when we learn academic writing, we're learning how to write essays, we're learning how to write persuasive paragraphs, we're learning how to write informational writing and reports, things like that, right? So, we're not going to be writing stories or poetry, we're going to be specifically learning how to write for school, right? And that's really important for younger students to get ready for the older grades. It's important for grade 5, 6, 7, sevens and eights to prepare for secondary school. And the skills that you learn in these classes will be very applicable for when you get to university. You'll be much better prepared than everybody else. I think if you take these classes for the intense kind of essay writing you're going to be doing at that level, no matter what subject you choose, right? And so the courses I'm going to be teaching in the fall are grade 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8 academic writing. And just to give you guys, especially the parents, an idea of what we're going to be covering at those different levels, I have a few slides over the years. So the skills that we learn in 3, 4, we're going to build on in the next level in 5, 6. The skills we learn in 5, 6, we're going to build on in 7, 8, right? So starting at 3, 4, right? In the 3, 4 class, we're really going to focus on grammar and we're going to focus on parts of speech. So for anybody that's not familiar with what parts of speech are, that's just sentences, that's paragraph, that's how we construct sentences. And the kids are really gonna get into, what adjectives are, what nouns are, what verbs are, right? And how they all go together. And then use that to teach them basic writing techniques and terms, right? How to put all of these words and um, things like punctuation together, how to and turn them into works of writing, right? And so in the Ontario curriculum, and I think very similarly in the rest of the curricula across all the provinces, the main types of writing that we want to cover at that grade level are descriptive writing, so just describing things around you, informational writing, which is like writing instructions or reports, or in science class you do observations, right? Very simple writing like that. And persuasive writing, so we're mostly going to be writing paragraph, not full essays at this level, but learning how to write paragraphs and sort of moving into longer pieces of writing as the course goes on, right? 5, 6, right? We changed the focus a little bit. We're still going to be doing grammar, but we're going to focus a little bit more on vocabulary and word choice, right? So learning how to really improve your writing through choosing the right words, right? And increasing your vocabulary so that you can produce really, really good works of writing at that level, right? The focus of this class is going to be persuasive essay writing, right? So everybody's written an essay. We have to learn how to prove a point, right? And that's going to play a really large role as you move up through school. You're going to be doing a lot of persuasive writing. So this class is specifically about persuasive writing. We're going to learn about the structure of an essay, the basic structure of an essay, how to plan for an essay, and at the end of the course, we're going to write a persuasive essay, right? The next class for 7, 8, we're going to, again, take it up another notch, right? Instead of learning about vocabulary and grammar, we're going to focus on structure, style, form, how to like put all of your ideas and writing together into something that's really wonderful, right? That's really fantastic. That has substance, right? And that's kind of in preparation for high school and university courses later. So in this course, we're going to be learning about different types of persuasive essays, right? So we're going to learn about research essays, right? What if you need to write something that's focused on research? What if you need to just write something persuasive, maybe on a social issue? We're going to learn how to write essays for specifically for things like English class. We're talking about literature, right? We're going to focus on planning, and we're also going to get into formatting, right? So we're going to learn about different formats that teachers might ask for you at the secondary or post-secondary level, right? And just coming to the end of my little spiel here before we start doing some actual teaching. just for the parents, right? So some practical skills we're going to learn in this class, right? We want to, in these classes, we want to learn really good practical writing skills that can be used in multiple subjects. So not just English class, but it's something that the students can carry on into their other subjects as well, into geography, into history, even into science, right? You have to write a lab report, you have to do a project, right? We want to build skills that allow you to succeed all across school, right? We also want to build foundational skills in grammar and vocabulary, right? So skills, we want all students to have a really firm foundation in how to write. I mean, I taught at the university level, and the things I've seen from like first and second year undergrads, right? I mean, it's crazy, right? Some people can't even put sentences together. So we really want to make sure your kids, these students, are writing at a very high level by the time they get to university, right? So we want to also develop skills in all forms of essay writing, not just like persuasive essays, but research essays, literary essays, so that when they move up, no matter what major they pick, they're going to be ready to write any kind of essay that's presented to them, right? And also just to promote, I like to stay upbeat and promote a positive association with writing, right? Sometimes we don't like writing very much, and every time we go into English class, it's like, oh, I have to write, oh, this is awful, right? I want to kind of put a positive spin on it and show what you can do if you really want to improve your writing, right? So that's the end of my spiel, right? I just want to check in with our student volunteers here. Gia, Ellie, JC, and Rui, can you guys get into the Google document? Everybody good? So I have it screen shared here. I see we have anonymous chinchilla, we have anonymous tiger, anonymous capybara. If anybody can't get in, just let me know, okay?
How do I join?
So Samuel, for this part of the open class, we have 4 students that volunteered ahead of time. You'll be able to participate in the history class later, but not with this one, just because of the format we're doing it in, okay?
Oh, so you don't join for this class.
Not for this class. Yeah, we will
You
for the
just
history
watch.
class. Yeah,
You
you
just
just
watch.
watch for this one, bud. Thank you. Okay. So, do we have everybody?
This is me.
No, sorry, no, not you, Samuel. We're looking for JC, Ellie, Gia, and Rui. We all good?
Okay, sorry.
That's okay, bud.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
There.
All right, thanks, Gia. Okay, so guys, the first activity we're going to be doing today is a little bit of speed writing. So when I do my classes, I like to have a little kind of like warm-up exercise, right? I like to do something fun, right? So for this one, what we're going to be doing is I want you guys to write a paragraph about yourself without using the letter A, right? And trust me, it's a little bit harder than it sounds. Like I said in the little thing up there, if your name has an A in it, you can use your name, but just try not to use A for anything else, okay? And so I'm going to be writing it with you, and we're all going to sort of do it together on this screen right here, okay? And we'll give you guys 10 minutes to do that and go, all right? So the point of this exercise, guys, is to practice using different kinds of words, right? So the English language has thousands, like so many different kinds of words for the same thing, right? And we want to teach you guys is when you're writing, don't just use the same words every time. Try to use different ones, right? If anybody's having any trouble, any of our volunteers getting into the Google Doc, please let me know.
I don't think that's the Google Doc we used.
No, we're using a different one for this class, Gia. I sent you guys an email.
Oh, okay.
So you should your mom or dad maybe should have got an email with like a little link inside. I know we did this for our class too as well last week.
Is it in our classroom?
No, here, let me try to send a message to you here. Ah. Gee, I'm gonna send you a little private message in the chat with the link, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so just click on that, Gia, in the chat, and you should be good to go. There we go. All right. We good, Gia?
Got it.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, So looks like we're making some pretty good progress here. So I'm gonna say hi. I'm Lucas, right? No, I can't use A, right? I'm history and English. We need to think of another word for teacher. Any ideas, anybody?
Tutor.
Tutor. Thank you, Samuel. Okay, Samuel's on the ball today. English tutor, exactly. Okay. Let's see.
Hey, you can't say. Hey, you can't say that. You're supposed to say I'm on a roll. Get it? Because you're not supposed to say. Hey.
Yeah, I'm on. Oh, good man. I definitely got it, man. I own 2 Shih Tzu dogs. No A's in there. I own 2 Shih Tzu dogs. Oh, it does. Oh, somebody got me there. Ivy got me. I used A. I can't use A. Huh. Hmm. Work. Doing history and English tutoring. Aha, there we go. I think I got around that one.
There's also and.
Plus, there we go. Gotta watch out for you, Ivy. I know you're sharp. Awesome. You guys are doing a great job. Okay. So, guys, one thing you could do is you could say, I went on, I went to, right? If you wanted to go to a place, right? I love food and cheese. Don't we all? Don't we all? So guys, you could say maybe in the pre-COVID days, remember we used to go on vacation, you could maybe say, I went to, and guys, I should throw this in here too. If you are talking about a place, right? Like a proper noun, right? So a proper noun is the name of a person, place, or thing, right? So if I was to say a country, right, that's just a noun, right? But if I say Canada or China or the United States, that's a proper noun because it's a name, right? So if you're talking about a place, you can use a because there's no other word you can use to name a place. So I went to, a couple years ago, I went to Brazil, right? And I went to Serbia. Great job, guys. Rui is doing a really good job down there. Wow.
Okay. Hold on. Corona has an A in it.
You could say COVID, right? COVID doesn't have an A in it. I love the food cheese. I love cheese too. Hmm. I don't think I have any A's so far. I don't think so. Oh, went to Brazil plus Serbia. Oh, sorry. You know what I could do is then Serbia, Brazil, then Serbia. See, it's tough. I mean, it's not easy. All right, guys, we're gonna go till about 6:20, right? So like write as much as you can before 6:20, and then we're gonna move on to something else. Let's see who's gonna be the speed writing champion here. The chat is just merciless to me. They're like, oh man. Ben Young. So what we're doing today is we had 4 volunteers that like volunteered beforehand, and they're just showing you how we're gonna do the class. Okay, it's all good, buddy. Yeah, just so you're just watching for this part, and then if you're staying for the European history, you can participate in that part.
How am I supposed to say Disneyland?
Uh, I think well that's a proper noun, right, Gia? So it's the name of a place, right?
So
You can use
I'm
the.
okay. It's okay to
Mm-hmm.
have. Okay.
So remember, guys, a proper noun, right, is the name of a place. So even though it's Disneyland, right, land is a regular word, because it's the name, this is Disneyland, right, and it has capitals when you write it, right? It's the title of something, that means it's a proper noun. So we can use that one. Awesome, guys. JC likes hockey. What's your favorite hockey team?
Why can't you just say Disney World?
Well, there's 2, Samuel. There's Disneyland, I think, is in California, and Disney World is in Florida, I think.
Man, Disneyland must be really boring because it's only land.
My
What's it
favorite-
saying about land?
Manuel, be quiet. No.
What's your favorite team, JC?
Probably Sens.
Oh, are you from Ottawa?
Yeah.
Cool. I used to live in Ottawa, so I went to a few Sens games. Really cool. Good team. But I'm from Windsor, so I'm a big Red Wing fan. But they suck, so. All right, last minute, guys. Last minute before 6:20, and then we got to call it quits, and we're gonna move on. Now, go, guys. Make sure you go through your thing and make sure you didn't use any A's. Those are the rules.
My number.
Hey, next time you should do no E's instead.
See, I was gonna do E, but during the week when I subbed for some classes, I already did E, so I had to change it to A.
Then do Y.
Oh, but Y's too easy. All right, guys, last minute. See who's gonna. I think Rui's got it. I think he's in charge here. She won the championship, speed writing championship. Wow. On fire. Awesome job, guys. Fantastic. Wings of Fire. I've never heard of that book before. It's a new one? Like Roblox. Yeah, everybody loves Roblox.
No, I have a whole collection of Wings of Fire books.
Minecraft
Alright.
is better
Like-
than Roblox.
Uh, I like both. Okay.
Whoa, let's
I
not
like
let's
both.
let's not have a debate here, guys. That's for another time, okay? All right, guys. So let's call it quits for that. It's 6:20, so we got to move on to something else. We got to move on to some learning. We got to move on to a little presentation I'm going to give you guys about essays, right? Essay writing, okay? So everybody did a great job. Rui absolutely killed it and has 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 lines. That's fantastic, right? So now that everybody's mind is kind of jogged about writing, I'm going to get my little drawing pad out here. We're going to talk about a little bit of academic writing, right? We're going to talk about essays, okay? So I'm going to bring up the whiteboard and we're just going to go through just some basics about essay writing. So some of you guys that already take the English classes might have already heard my kind of spiel about essays and stuff before. But for you guys in grade 5, 6, right, we're at a point where we're going to start, you guys are going to start having to write essays soon, right? And so when we're in grade school, elementary school, right?
Yeah, I've written essays before, and whenever I write an essay, my brain just goes blank, and then I'm like, and then and I have to, and my brain goes numb because I'm trying to think.
Exactly. See, that happened to me too when I was younger, right? And I wish I had an awesome tutor that would teach me all about essay writing, uh, so I wouldn't be like that, right? I wouldn't be worried. I'd be ready, right? So, guys, what I'm going to teach you today is about the structure of essays, right? So at your guys' there's lots of different kinds of essays, and when you get older and you're in university, you're going to write all kinds of different essays, right? But for you guys, right, what you're going to be writing is something called 5. Oh, my writing's a little weird here on this one. Paragraph essays, right? 5 paragraph essays, right? So you guys have probably done a little bit of writing. You're cool with writing paragraphs. You guys know what paragraphs are, right? But 5 paragraph essays, right? They're a specific type of essay that you're going to do in class, right? And you're all going to have to do it that way until the end of high school, right? So has anybody, out of my 4 volunteers here, right? I had some of you for class last week. Now, does anybody remember what the 3 parts of a 5 paragraph essay are? Gia, do you remember?
The introduction, the 3
Yes.
paragraphs that the 3 body paragraph things, and the conclusion.
Awesome. Thanks, Gia. See, Gia's on the ball. She's paying attention.
Excuse me?
No, not right now, Sam. All right. So first, guys, we have the introduction, right? The introduction. And we'll talk about each one in a little bit of detail after it. So we have the introduction. Second, right? And so remember we said it's 5 paragraphs. We have the body, right? And the body, right, is a little bit different because it's actually 3 paragraphs. Right? So there's 1 paragraph for each argument in your essay, and these 3 paragraphs are the body paragraphs, right? Okay? And so 3, right, we have the conclusion, And that's just the like kind of like the end of your essay where you sum everything up together. Okay, so let's get another volunteer. Ellie, what do you think we do in the introduction of an essay?
I don't know, maybe explain to them what the essay is.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great answer, right? So in the introduction, we want to explain what we're writing about, right? We want to explain the subject, right? Right? We want to explain what the essay is going to be about, and we want to explain what we think, right? What our argument is going to be, right? Because these essays are mostly persuasive, right? Persuasive. And what persuasive writing is you're trying to convince somebody about something, right? So if you want to convince somebody about something in your first paragraph, you can't talk about, I don't know, the weather or something. It's been really rainy lately. You have to talk about the thing you're trying to argue, right? You have to tell them what you think. If I'm trying to convince somebody that, I don't know, peanut butter cookies are the best kind of cookies, right? I need to tell that person, well, I think they're the best, right? And I think they're the best because, right? So we have to explain the subject, we have to say what we think, and we also need a thesis statement. Anybody I had in class last week knows we covered thesis statements, right? And we're going to talk about this, guys, a little bit later because this is super important. This is what the rest of the lesson is going to be about. Excuse me, about after, right? So how about the body? JC, what do you think's in the body?
Like the argument.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, man. That's a great answer, right? In the body, we have the arguments, right? So the body is like the meat and potatoes of your essay, right? That has like all the, we're going to talk about, Melanie, we're going to talk about the thesis a little bit later, all right? We're going to talk about the thesis a little bit later. I'm just going to go over the structure first, okay? Right? So your body is where the arguments go. And each of your arguments, one paragraph, I'm just going to put para, equals one argument, right? So each argument that you're going to make, it's its own paragraph. That's the meat and potatoes. That's where you're going to have all your proof about what you're saying, right? The conclusion, right? Rui, what do you think what do you think we do in the conclusion?
So in the conclusion, we usually conclude about points,
Mm-hmm.
and then I don't think you give any more points.
Bingo. Okay, you are on like big brain 200 IQ right now. Absolutely right. So that's fantastic, right? So we conclude our discussion, right? So we kind of wrap it up, right? We restate our thesis, right? And again, guys, we'll talk about this in a minute, right? And we don't add any information, add anything, right? Because the conclusion is finishing up what you did, right? So you usually the writer or the reader has already got everything together, right? They've already listened to everything you have to say, and you just have to take it home. You have to knock it out of the park in the conclusion. You have to say, okay, we argued all this, and that's it, right? Okay. So, guys, the last part of our lesson, right, we're going to focus on the thesis statement, right? We want to talk about the thesis statement. And so what a thesis statement is, guys, it's like really straightforward, really simple. It's just a statement, right? Oops, I forgot an N there, of your argument, right? It's a statement of your argument, okay? And so there's a specific way, right, we do this, okay? And that way, I have a little formula. We're going to go back to the Google Doc right now, right? We're going to go back to the Google Doc. And I have a formula we can use to write the perfect thesis statement, right? So if everybody could just look in here, scroll down to the little thesis statement part. This is Mr. Anderson's patented thesis statement formula, right? And if you guys can just plug your ideas into here, you're going to write the perfect thesis statement, okay? So, right, I'm going to show you guys an example, right? Although some people, let's say I want to argue that the beach is the best vacation spot. The beach is the best vacation spot, right? Although some people don't like the beach, right? And so here you want to put it like maybe an opposite argument, right? Oops. Right? I think and you want to put your opinion here. The beach is the best because, right? And then we got to put 3 arguments after that because it's relaxing, salt water is good for your skin, and swimming is good exercise, right? So that's a really simple way to do it, and boom, you got yourself an argument all ready for an essay, right? So guys, if you follow my example, right, maybe I'll have you for the last, like we only have about 7 minutes left or so before I have to hand it over to John, but how about we all try to write our own thesis statement, right? And so I'm going to give you guys a
Who's
subject.
John?
John is he's the other guy that's going to do a presentation today. He's another teacher who teaches law. Okay, he's going to come on after me. All right, so I'm going to give everybody a topic, right, and use my formula up here, right, to write a thesis statement, and we're all going to do it together. So Gia, you're going to write yours about school uniforms. Do you think we should wear school uniforms or not, right? So I'm going to put that here for you. School uniforms. Oops, I can't see. Right? Ellie, you are going to write about exercise, right? What are the benefits of exercise or what are the downsides of exercise, right? JC, you're going to...
I sort of joined late, and then could you share the link or maybe the doc to me because I'm not in the doc this time.
So Diana, what we're doing is like, because like I can't have everybody join the Google Doc, we're
Oh,
only
yeah,
having
okay.
a few students join in just to show you how I teach, okay?
Okay.
And Rui, you're going to write about bottled water. Is bottled water good or bad for the, good for people or bad for the environment? Take your pick here. All right, so this formula, guys, is just for you guys, right? So when we get to older grade levels, we have very complex thesis statements where you're talking about, I think this is a great piece of literature because of it has symbolism and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like they're very complex and they have more advanced themes, but we want to teach you guys how to just write basic, simple one-sentence thesis statements, right? And if you use this formula, it'll be perfect every time. And like I think we had somebody saying before that their brain gets all weird when they're writing essays and stuff. This will help you put all your ideas into one sentence and make it really easy for you to start an essay, okay? Awesome, you guys are doing a great job. Ellie already got it, look at that, right? So although some people think exercise might tire out everyone, I think it helps energize people, keep them fit, and helps with blood flow. Excellent thesis statement, right? So when we read that, remember guys, the thesis statement is like a statement of an argument, right? So I think Ellie's statement is really, really good because it tells us exactly what he's talking about and exactly what the arguments are going to be, right? Okay, what else we got here? Gia, school uniform.
Anonymous tiger and anonymous wolf and anonymous loris.
It's just something that the Google Doc does. So like it doesn't say when you log into the Google Doc, it doesn't say your name. It just gives you like an anonymous kind of funny thing. You're like an animal, I guess. Good. That's guys doing an awesome job. Although my mom doesn't like video games. Very effective thesis statement. Very good. Awesome. So let's look at. Oh, Gia's not quite done yet. We'll wait for her. Yeah. So just a really simple way to put all your ideas into one sentence, right? And this is something, guys, that you want to do like right when you start your essay, right? Before you really start like writing the whole thing. It's going to be 5 paragraphs, going to be a couple pages maybe, right? Before you start writing the whole thing, it's always a good idea to come up with a thesis statement beforehand, right? Because it's like the foundation of your whole essay, this statement, right? And your whole essay is going to be about proving this right. So it's always good to start with. And so we got about 3 minutes left, guys, before I got to turn it over to John. Okay. Actually, we're gonna open it up to Q&A just for a couple minutes in case anybody has any questions, and then we'll go to John after that. Oh, Melody's got a good thesis statement there. Excellent. Sweet. Good, guys, doing a great job. So guys, and just for everybody out there, parents and students, like the reason we do the class in a Google document collaboratively is that everybody can kind of like see what everybody else is writing, and we can all work together on something, right? So like the students can feed off of what everybody else is writing. Maybe, we kind of all work collaboratively, and it helps kind of jog your mind, especially, sometimes you don't feel like writing, sometimes you're having, it just, you don't have to tell me. I wrote a thesis for school one time, and sometimes your mind just doesn't want to write, right? But if you see what other people are writing, sometimes it helps jog your memory and stuff, right? Or your writing skills. Awesome. So Gia, let's take a look at Gia's before we end out here. She has an epic ending too. So Gia, why don't you read us our thesis statement? You feeling courageous today? You want to read it to us?
Hold on. Okay. Although some people think that school uniforms are good, I think that uniforms are bad because firstly, kids can have creativity of what they wear. They can wear fun stuff and make the school not boring, and they can have a comfortable time, not just itchy uniforms.
So awesome. A little bit of humor in there too. I like that, right? So that's awesome, Gia. Thank you. Great thesis statement, right? So she's got all the elements. She's got her opinion, she's got the arguments, and she's got the good introduction. All right, awesome. All right. Rui, you want to read us your thesis statement, pal, about bottled water? And you'll be the last one.
Although many people think that bottled water is convenient, I think that bottled water is not good for the environment because it kills animals in the ocean. It also affects your health if you drink from bottled water after it is exposed to the sun.
Good, man. That's awesome. So very interesting take on the issue, right? And that is a really serious issue. So that's good. But the only thing is you have two really good arguments, right? But next time, Rui, when you're trying to do it, try to get 3 arguments in there, right? So you have kills animals in the ocean and it's bad for your health, but we got to try to get to 3, okay? All right, guys, thank you very much for participating. I think you guys all did a really good job on your thesis statements here. We learned a little bit. We had a little bit of fun. And so this is just like a little sample of how I like to do the classes, right, for writing. And I'll do all my classes in kind of the same way, obviously with a bit more time.
Excuse me.
Yeah, what's up, Sam?
Ru, is it?
Rui.
Rui?
Yeah.
Is it a she?
No, it's a he.
He can also say it reduces the amount of fossil fuels we have, because plastic is made from petroleum.
Perfect. Yeah, thanks, Sam. That's some good input there.
Also, why do the horses look like that in your background?
What's that? Oh, no, it's for the next class because I'm doing medieval stuff. So show how you modify the yeah, so like what I can do is, guys, is like I can in the Google Doc just to show you guys how I can do it as well, right? So the thesis statement, guys, again, is like an argument, right? The statement of your argument at the beginning of an essay, right? Just to review really quick, the statement of your argument at the beginning of the essay, right? And it's really important because it shows the reader exactly what you're talking about and it introduces them to your argument, right? And so what I can do too is in the Google Doc, right? When we're learning how to do all this stuff, I can go in and I can like sort of add things, right? So for example, right, sometimes we're like, I like the exercise idea, right? So if we go to Ruiz here, we can say, I can leave some comments, right? I can say like, oh, maybe add 1 extra argument, right? And so later at the end, right, I leave comments, I write about your guys' stuff at the end, right? I leave the Google Doc in the Google Classroom, and if anybody wants to go in and take a look at it and like, check their work and see how they're doing and maybe use my feedback to write a little bit better, it's always going to be there, right? And I save everything. I don't throw out these Google Docs at the end, right? And I can also like by using the Google Docs, it's a really interesting way to teach because you can I could just hop in and we can actually write together and I can help writing at the same time, right? So if I want to take out Gia's little ending here, I can take that out. If I want to put it back, I can put it back, right? So I kind of like have control of the Google Doc, and then we all work together to write together, right? Okay. And so I think that's going to be it for me, right? And we'll stop the screen share here. And I'll open it up to like questions really quick. I don't know how much time we have. If anybody has any questions about the class, if anybody wants to know anything about how we do it, feel free.
My mom has questions.
Sure.
Like, do you have like homework?
Yeah, so we're definitely gonna have homework in this class, right? So what I'll do is like when we actually do the class itself, like for our hour and a half or whatever, we're all gonna be in the Google Doc writing together, right? But at the end of every class, right, I'm gonna maybe assign something, right, that you're gonna have to do on your own, and that'll be done through Google Classroom. So for example, today, right, we all practice writing the thesis statements together, and for homework, I might ask you to like write a couple thesis statements for me, right? And then the next class, I'll put them in the Google Doc and we take them up. We're gonna always go through homework together. So you'll get short assignments like that, and as we go through the course and get closer to the end, the assignments will get more and more complex, right? We might have to write an essay at the end of the class, but we're gonna work piecemeal through homework to get up to that.